Hey everybody, my name is William Ilg. I'm an assistant pastor with Echo Ministries. I know there's probably a lot of people who are watching this that don't know me, so I want to tell you two very important things about myself. Number one, I went to school for theater, and I am so proud I did. Number two, I have a 4-year-old named Beckett, and he is the most precious little boy on the face of the planet. It's not a coincidence that we're here in an amphitheater right now. I think of all the shows that have been performed in amphitheaters all across the world. Classical shows like Oedipus Rex or Romeo and Juliet. I once stood in an amphitheater in Greece where Paul preached the gospel to thousands of people. What a cool experience. So what does all this have to do, and how does this coincide with an amphitheater? Well, in theater, I had to take a class called acting. And in acting, we're always taught that you wear two masks. One mask is the character mask. This is the person that you're portraying. This is how you're telling their story and the overall play itself. A lot of actors, when they put on this character mask, they say a phrase, "I'm in character," if you've ever heard that. That's what it comes for. You're putting on that character's mask. The second mask that you're wearing is the actor's mask, right? This is the mask where I know in order for me to hit a certain light cue, I have to go down stage left. Or before I exit stage right, I need to grab that glass of water because it can't be in the next scene. So it's knowing where you need to go and why you need to go a certain place. That's called the actor's mask. Masks are a very peculiar thing. My son and I, he is a total boy. He's all adventure. He loves the great outdoors. And we commonly play a game that we like to call Avengers. And the reason we call it Avengers is because we are fighting each other and we are trying to save the world. So one time we were playing the game Avengers, and he put on a mask. And as soon as he put on this mask, he was in character. I mean, he was mean, he was grunting, he was extra strong. He even walked like this character. I thought it was really interesting because masks are a very peculiar thing. I want to read something to you from the Bible. Now, when this was written, it was written by somebody named Peter, and Peter was writing this to wives. Now, before you hit the pause button and go somewhere else, let me just have the liberty to expand this a little bit so that I can show how it applies to you and to me. It's taken from 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. Here's what it says. Your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as braided hair and the wearing of gold jewelry and fine clothes. Instead, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. I think if we're being honest with each other, and I hope we are because it's just me and you here, I hope we can just say that we all wear masks. Ladies, sisters of Christ, one of the masks that you might wear is for your body image, right? Things like Botox, plastic surgery, a really vigorous exercise and diet program, which in and of itself is not bad. But understand, when you focus on the image of your body more than you focus on God, it can become an idol. Men, brothers of Christ, ours is probably a little bit different. Although we can fall into the same trap, a lot of times we fall into something different. And even culture has dubbed it a name. They call it the midlife crisis. This is where you buy expensive cars or big houses of which you don't need. But the reason you do it is because it's an outward adornment and you want to impress other people. If we're not careful, men, this can become an idol as well. So I don't know what kind of mask you wear. It could be the mask of working and throwing yourself into a lot of work and trying to work your way up that ladder of success. And the reason you do that is because you're trying to mask the fact that you don't like who you are in private. And so that might be one mask. Another mask might be the overconfident, trying to be arrogant or prideful because on the inside, really, you're very insecure. Or maybe your mask is like the mask that my son wore that time when he dropped into character. It's the Hulk mask. For our purposes, I'm going to call this the angry mask. Maybe you have a coworker or a boss that just puts so much pressure on you that you put on this mask, and it's a mask of anger. Or maybe, just maybe, it's an ex-spouse or a family member that whenever they talk to you, they know exactly how to push your buttons. And so you have to put on this mask to protect yourself. But the Hulk, his real name is Bruce Banner, he's a lot like us. He doesn't even like turning into the Hulk, and I'm guessing you don't like putting on this anger mask either. So let's just agree, for the next 30 days, we're going to take this angry mask and let's just agree not to put it on. Maybe your mask isn't the Hulk, the angry mask. Maybe your mask is the Spiderman mask. The Spiderman mask, if you know anything about Spider-Man, his real name's Peter Parker. Peter Parker, he's kind of a dork during the day, right? But then at nighttime, he puts on the Spider-Man suit and everybody loves him. Is that you? Are you putting on a mask to get other people to like you? It's this idea of putting on a mask in this outward adornment, when really, if we're being honest, God doesn't look at the appearance of the outside. He cares more about your heart. And so here's a question I hope you wrestle with. Are you putting on a mask that when you put it on, you know you're not becoming the child God wants you to be? The person you are is way more important than the mask you put on. And so, to close, I'm going to leave you with a quote from the great basketball coach, John Wooden. Here's what he says. He says, "Be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are." After all, masks are a very peculiar thing. God bless you guys. Take care.